What is up, fellow dropshippers? Welcome back to another social distancing edition of the live stream. Today, we have a very exciting episode. Yesterday, we talked and I showed you guys how we're doing product research during these crazy times when tons of people are shopping online. And I showed you what products are doing really well on eBay and Amazon right now. But now we have even more data about this, and this completely blew my mind. So I'm really excited to share it with you. Some of these subcategories of items that are just absolutely insane right now, how much money they are making. So let's dive right into my computer. Let's not waste any time with this. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. But if you guys, throughout this video, if you get any sort of value, make sure to smash that like button down below. All right, so inside my computer, this was an announcement yesterday in the community forums on eBay from the general manager of the Americas market, Jordan Sweetenham, who we've been hearing from a lot lately while people have been stuck at home, working from home, and eBay's offices have been moved to home-based offices as well. We've been hearing a lot from him, and he just released this, which is really, really awesome to see for us sellers because this just validates what I've been telling you guys for weeks, all the best products that you should be selling right now during this pandemic while everything is shut down and people are stuck at home. So check this out. Right now, webcams, we are seeing a 1,000% increase in sales of webcams in eBay compared to last year. A 1,000% increase. Monitors and stands, 140% increase. And mobile hotspots and routers, 100% increase. Guys, this is what I've been telling you. If you've been joining me on my daily live streams over the last couple of weeks, this is what I've been telling you. People right now, they are stuck at home. They are starting or they are trying to build home offices. Anything related to building a home office is really hot right now on eBay and on Amazon. And when it comes to any sort of purchase that can be used to offset income or that people need to run their business, people are willing to spend a lot of money on it. So monitors and stands, not necessarily a cheap item. People are willing to spend money on them to have an office at home if it results in them making more money or if they think it's necessary for work. It's one of those things that people don't mind spending a lot of money on. So if you've been following my channel, this is what I've been telling you guys, and the proof is right here directly from eBay's mouth. But they don't stop there. He goes on to reveal even more for us right here. He calls these ones boredom busters. So we're looking at puzzles, VR headsets. Puzzles are up 1,395% increase in sales since last year. VR headsets, almost 800% increase. Ping pong, kids crafts, board games. This is literally what I showed you guys yesterday. So if you slept on this or you missed those videos where I explained this to you weeks ago, you missed out on the upside of this curve that's just continually going up right now for this trend. So hop on these boredom busters, as he calls them. Video games as well. It's not something that I'm particularly interested in selling, but you can see 365 increase in consoles, which is pretty cool to see. That these definitely have growth, but not as much as these things like board games and puzzles, which is kind of heartwarming to see that. Don't you think? Don't you agree? Legos is up. Pokemon trading cards, books are up. Trains, models, and kits are up as well as all things related to DIY. So this is obviously a good time when people are stuck at home to get things done at home or to build new hobbies. So we see home brewing and winemaking up 125%. And there's lots of things you could sell in those categories. Candle making and soap making. That sounds interesting. I've never tried it myself, but I'm sure people are trying to pick up new hobbies. Gardening. This is something else I talked to you guys about last week. People are really interested in starting gardens at home, either as a hobby or because they actually want food at home in case the grocery stores run out of them. So anything related to that, art supplies, needle crafts, and yarn. All of these categories or subcategories are up right now. This is straight from eBay's mouth, so don't sleep on this. If you missed my previous videos where I explain this to you, it's not too late, right? It would have been better to get in weeks ago, but it's not too late right now. What else do we have here? Painting equipment, again, things you have to get, projects at home that you've been putting off. Painting, HVAC and refrigerator components, fixing your appliances, kitchen storage and organization. I bet closet organizations are going to start to do really well right now. All those projects that people have been putting off that they want to do at home, they're going to now spend their free time or their extra time at home working on those projects. And exercise equipment. I've been telling you guys this for weeks now. In yesterday's video, we went straight into this product right here, yoga mats, and I explained that this was a really hot item. And here's further proof of that right here. This is up 284% right now. We have ab wheels, we have dumbbells, and these are not cheap. You could sell those and make a good profit on those. Golf training aids, cardio equipment, trampolines. That's honestly not one that I thought of. And also pre-owned items, puzzles, webcams, again, are up. It's pretty much the same equipment, but here in pre-owned. So that's straight from eBay's mouth, guys. Do not sleep on this. And what we're going to do now is actually dive into this and take a closer look. So I'm going to look at webcams because that's not one that I did yesterday on yesterday's live stream. So let's go into this one. Search webcams. And we can see what Zik Analytics. By the way, if you guys aren't familiar with Zik Analytics, this is a software that we use. You're looking at it right now. This is a software that we use for our product research. This is designed by dropshippers for dropshippers. So that's the one that I trust. And people sometimes ask me, they ask me about like Terapeak, for instance. So that's why I'm making that distinction. Terapeak is not designed for dropshippers. Zik Analytics is, so that's the reason we use this one. There's a few different things you can do with Zik Analytics. I'm right now using the product research and just typing in the word webcam, and you'll see what comes up. A whole bunch of results. And then what I like to do right away is check off this box on the right and click Zik Selection, because that's going to tell us a little bit more data, really the more important data that we're looking for. So as you see, in the past 30 days, out of the 100 listings it pulled in, it has a 3,558% sell-through rate, which basically means that all of them are selling really well. Average product price of $21.50. Over 3,500 of them have sold for over $49,000. And look at this jump right here. Some interest, and then boom. Look how much interest there was just starting a few days ago, when I think people started to realize that, hey, I'm going to have to start working from home. I'm going to have to start having school from home. Maybe people before that were trying out the webcams from their computers and then realized how much they're not good. And then they decide to upgrade to a more professional webcam. And you can actually come in here and actually take a look at the webcams that are selling. It actually tells you, and you could check out the listings by clicking on them. That will show you more information. You see this one sold 55 times in 24 hours. Again, not all of these people are drop shipping, but you can definitely come in. And what I would do is, since we know this category is doing well, find webcams on other suppliers' websites like Walmart, see who else is selling them on eBay, who else might be drop shipping them, and then see what products that person's selling, see what webcams that person is selling. Or during a time like this, so that technique I just mentioned, that's like what I cover inside all my training for my courses. But right now, honestly, a good thing to do is, you see webcams are doing well, find webcams on a supplier's website and just list them up for sale. Normally, what I tell you to do is go in, find a specific webcam that is already selling well on eBay. That's what I teach inside my course. But I also teach in my course that during holidays and during trends like this, just list up anything within the category that's doing well. So in this case is webcams, and you can see why. Let's do one of these other ones. We're going to look at monitors and stands. So I'll just specifically look up computer monitor, and we'll see what comes up. And maybe after that, we'll look at one more, something that we could actually, that I didn't look up yet. We'll look up candle soap making. That would be interesting to see. So again, I'll do the Zik selection. So we'll look at these 100 products and see 40% of them are successful, over 1,400 sell-through rate, $182 average price. So like I said, people are willing to spend a lot of money on this. A lot of money, $301,632 within the past month. And look at that spike in interest right there. Absolutely insane. So my guess is that people, they started working from home. They thought, I'll just use my laptop. That will be fine. They started doing that for like a couple weeks, and all of a sudden they realized, this isn't working for me. I need a second monitor. I need a better webcam. I need a better computer chair. And now people are starting to really gobble those up, and you see a real increase in interest in them right now. So like I said, I don't think it's too late. For those of you who were following what I was talking about a couple weeks ago, you probably hit this trend right here. But I still don't think it's too late. I think it's still going to go up or maintain these higher levels. But you can see a lot of these monitors here as well. Even things like this. This will help raise the level of your monitor. So different things like that you can also sell. So you might be thinking, oh, I can't sell these TVs or these monitors. I can't find them. I'm sure you can find things like this or things like this. Every time people buy things like this, they need accessories for them as well. Let's take a look at soap making as one final one. Just out of curiosity here. And another resource which is kind of cool to use is Google Trends. It's not a direct correlation, just because people are searching for things on Google doesn't necessarily mean they're buying them on eBay. But it's a good idea. It helps. So if we look at, for instance, webcams, let's see what comes up. We'll go back to Zik Analytics for a second. And let's look at over the past, this is the past 12 months. So we see generally has a score of 45, 40, 30, 41. What happens in early September when people start to go back to school? We saw a big spike there. And then we saw another spike starting recently, and it's going up again. So this is even higher than when school starts. So you see there's definitely an upward trend for webcams. So that's also a cool resource to kind of check out to give you a general idea of how things are doing this year compared to last year, which is always really helpful because you can't really get that data somewhere else. All right, Zik Analytics for soap making is a really hot category in terms of sell-through because we have a lot of successful listings here, a decent sell-through, and $11,000 in sales for an average product price of $8.35. So it's definitely not going to be a higher margin item, but they are selling a lot of them, and the interest keeps going up, it keeps spiking. So you can hit another one of these spikes. Let's see what kind of stuff they sell. These kind of essential oils, it looks like. The molds for them. I don't know anything about soap making, so I'm kind of going into this blind. Seems like a lot of the molds, and I don't know, is that a cake? Or is that soap that looks like a cake? Because if that's soap that looks like a cake, that's incredible. What else they got here? Yeah. So, I mean, not the highest priced category, but you'll definitely have a good sell-through for something like this. All right, guys, so that is the topic I wanted to talk about today, but the rest of this video is a live Q&A. So any questions that you all have about eBay and Amazon dropshipping, I am here to answer them for you. I've also saved up any questions you had from the week, and I'm going to pop them up on the screen like Mr. Beast left me a comment right here. Can't believe Mr. Beast watches my videos. Shocking to me. And I will then answer it during my next live Q&A. So if you can't join me during a live, ask your question in the comment section of any of my videos and I'll answer it during my next live Q&A. All right, let's now jump into the live chat. We have Nick's here with the first comment. Congratulations, Albert. Already smashing that thumbs up button, that like button before the video even started. So guys, if you found the content that I just covered valuable, if you didn't know that information, weren't sure how to use Zik Analytics, then I would appreciate it if you smashed the like button. That's your way of giving back, and I would appreciate that. Would items like diapers, face masks, and vitamins be removed if I posted them? Face masks, vitamins, those would be a face mask would be removed by eBay because they're not allowing those to be sold on their platform as of April 7th, 2020. That will change in the future, though. We have Soma here. What's up? Favorite communications. Hello from my home state of New York. What's up, Rafael? Thanks for coming back. And Tiago from Brazil. I got to brush up on my Portuguese. Lazy Abram, thanks for coming back again. Always being here. I appreciate it. And Hussam, you've been coming pretty consistently, so I appreciate you being here all the way from Cairo, Egypt. Atem from Tucson. What's up, Steven? Thanks for coming back again. Let's see. Lazy Abram, if you have questions about the course, you're one of my students, I know. Ask it in the Facebook group. That's where your questions can get answered. That's the only place that... So anyone who joins my course, eBay Dropshipping Titans, or the other course, Amazon Dropshipping Titans, you also get access to a private mastermind. There's one for eBay and there's one for Amazon. Any questions that you have, you can ask them inside that Facebook group, and other students will answer. I'll answer as well, and that's the best place to get all your questions about dropshipping answered. There used to be a way inside the course, just kind of give a little history here, where underneath the videos you could ask a question. There used to be like a chat box. It never really worked really well because it wasn't really like notifying me when you had questions, so a lot of questions would get missed. And it just made a lot more sense to put everything in one place. So everything is inside the Facebook group. So Lazy Abram, if you're looking to have any questions answered, ask them on Facebook in the mastermind, the private group. What is up, Jordan? So Jordan knows what I'm talking about. He's a dropshipping titan, loving the course. Thank you, Jordan, for being here. Hope you are safe. Oh, Bobby, I saw a glimpse of your message and it scared me for a second. It said, hey, Paul, made it today. I've been out coughing and sneezing on people. No, really just staying home and doing yard work. So I'm glad you're not coughing and sneezing. Where did I find that article? That is on the community forums for eBay. Trolls. Some trolls in the chat. That's okay. So how many days handling time and shipping time do you recommend for Walmart? Walmart is slow right now. So we are doing 4 days handling time, and we're honestly saying 2 weeks at this point. Oh, and that's exactly what Bobby's doing as well. Let's see. Do you recommend Zik Analytics? I personally really like it. I don't think it's necessary. I think you can do research manually yourself, but I like it for the data like this, like all those percentages and numbers I showed you, trends. That's what I find it's really good for. I don't think you need it, but I think it definitely helps. Dumbbells are good too. Wow, so Jason is back. He sent us in a chat the other day saying that he sold 2,500 in the first 3 days of April, yet just a couple days later, in one day, he sold 3,200 in one day. So thank you, Jason, for the update. I really, really appreciate it. Fat Elvis Goods back with a boom. Okay, let's jump into some of the questions I had saved up. So this person had a question: how do I make money if I am buying a product for full price from a store and then selling it for cheaper? That's not the way that we do drop shipping. That's not the way it works. You're not buying it for high and then selling it for low. You're buying it low and then you're selling it high. So you're going to buy it for one price on, let's say, Walmart, and then you're going to sell it for a higher price on eBay. Or in our case, because we're drop shippers, we're going to sell it for a high price on eBay and then buy it for a lower price on Walmart. That's the way that it works. Okay. So Jason says, "Hey Paul, I have a question though. Did you used to drop ship from Amazon? Yep. If so, how did you get around the sale limits on items?" So what Jason is talking about is, on Amazon, when you're purchasing items from Amazon, there are some items that Amazon only lets you buy a certain number of per week. If you try to buy more than that, it's a purchase limit and it won't let you buy any more. So how do you get around that? Well, the first thing that you should do is, if you set up a Prime account, you can give access to your Prime account to family members. And then that's one way around the limit. As of right now, that still works. And that's probably the best solution for right now. And that will at least be able to open it up to you for being able to buy a lot more of them. So that's the first thing that I would recommend that you do. Are the courses current to today's climate? Yep. I update them several times throughout the year, and it's still relevant right now with everything going on. Hey, what's up, Egypt? And what's Ahmed from Egypt? And what's up, George from Greece? Thanks for being here. Sales are crazy right now. Can't keep up. VA and myself are putting out orders all day. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. Okay, let's look at some more. This is one of my students sent me this. So thank you, Hector, for sending us your update on how well you're doing. I love seeing students' results. So if you have them, want to send them to me through a DM on Instagram or on Facebook, whatever. I love receiving them from you guys. So I really appreciate that. Rio, I made a video once about VPNs and why they're important, and Rio had a question: if you can get NordVPN for your cell phone. Yeah, you can. I meant to look this up after I took a screenshot of it. I'm fairly certain when you sign up for NordVPN, it comes with an app for your phone that you can sign into, and you can use the VPN on your phone as well. So a lot of them, at least some of them, will do that. Some VPN companies, I'm pretty sure NordVPN is one of them. There goes Mr. Beast again, commenting on my videos. Okay. Adam had a question. Hey, Paul, just regarding opening a second eBay account, what would be the easiest way to open a second account for dropshipping? I understand that it's not a good idea to have multiple accounts under one name. Adam, there's actually nothing wrong with having multiple eBay accounts. eBay has no issue with that as long as you don't open a second account for a incorrect reason. And by incorrect, I mean eBay doesn't want you opening new accounts just to get around selling limits, or if one of your accounts has bad metrics, they don't want you opening up a new one just to kind of start over. But assuming your first account's in good health, and you're not just trying to get around limits, then they have no problem with you opening a second account. That's totally allowed. And I always encourage my students who have already been selling on eBay using a different model, like maybe flipping or garage selling or thrift stores, to open up a second eBay account that they use just for drop shipping. And the reason for that is because it just keeps things organized, especially with the software and everything. It's just a lot more organized if you do it that way. This is from George, the money-making wizard. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. He's talking about in reference to everything happening in the world right now and how much we see an increase in sales. He sees, but as of right now, my eBay sales have been through the roof lately. eBay has literally been printing me money. Think because so many people are stuck at home nowadays, great time for anyone thinking of starting an eBay business. Honestly, And then we have the money face and the fire emoji. And I couldn't agree more, George. Aren't dumbbells very heavy? Yes, they are. The problem is these items are very hard to drop ship. I find suppliers, but is way more expensive than the competition. You got to keep looking around. There's so many categories and subcategories and subcategories that are doing so well right now. Keep looking around. These products are out there and you can sell them. Look at other suppliers. They are out there. So Jim had a question about he's selling some of these items. They're going out of stock and the software isn't catching them in time. What should you do? So in that case, we are seeing things going out of stock more quickly, but we're also seeing things not more quickly. We just see things going out of stock, but we're also seeing things come back into stock quickly as well. So what I would recommend is that if an item goes out of stock, let's say you sell it and then you go to fulfill it and it's out of stock, either because the software didn't catch it or because you didn't go to order it in time, then what I would recommend is you first, if it's a source that you keep seeing that problem with, increase the handling and shipping time. That's the first thing I would do. Then what you should do is contact the buyer and let them know that there's a slight delay with everything happening. You guys are trying your best and you're going to keep them updated. A lot of times we're seeing these items come back into stock and then we can just order them and ship them out to the customer. If that's not going to work or it's not working, see if there's a similar item. A lot of times we can still find similar items. You can contact the buyer and tell them, hey, we don't have that one anymore. There's a problem with it, but we have this similar product. Would you take this one instead? And a lot of times they will. Or another great suggestion is, can you find that exact same item from another supplier? And that's another thing you can try as well. So I would try all those things. Canceling is the last thing. But if that's what the buyer wants, that's what you can do for them. What bookkeeping software do you use for eBay dropshipping? We use QuickBooks. That's what we use. Marco just joined Zik trial. Awesome. Yeah. In the description of this video, I have a bunch of links. If you're interested in some free trainings about eBay or Amazon dropshipping, those will be in the description. But underneath that will be a link to Zik Analytics. That is my affiliate link, but it doesn't cost you guys anything extra to sign up with it. And that will give you a free trial of it as well if you want to check that out. How many listings should you keep? How many items should you keep listed at any given time? That's kind of hard to answer. I mean, if your listings are selling, you should keep them up. If they're not selling, you should delete them after you've given them enough time to really prove that they're not selling. If they don't sell, you can try changing the title. And if that doesn't work, you can then delete them. But as long as they're selling, you should keep them up. Absolutely. Yeah, so Jason says, over the past week, I have sold lots of puzzles, hair care, and body care items, things like tanning lotions, hair clippers, etc. Yeah, so you see the items are out there. I mean, Jason's finding them and he's drop shipping them and it's working. You kind of have to think ahead, right? So this is what I was talking about, where people started to, when they first started to be isolated to their homes, what were the first things that they needed? They needed basic supplies like, like laundry detergent, toilet paper, paper towels, paper goods, all those items. But think ahead. What are people going to need next? Well, then they were going to need things so that to keep their kids entertained. So we saw a surge in that. And then people started to realize that just working from their laptop, that alone is not going to be enough. So they need the monitors and the computer desks, chairs, and different things like that. And then we're going to see people like, we're getting to a point now where we all haven't been to our barber in several weeks. I know my hair is getting a bit out of control. I'm going to have to cut my hair at home. So we're going to need like hair clippers to do that. I'm probably going to put that on Instagram if I end up doing it. So if you guys want to watch us try to cut my hair at home and potentially the disastrous results of that, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Okay. Oh, Sandy, thank you so much for this comment saying the course is great. I recommend it. Paul is the real deal. It took me way too many months before finally committing. Focus on what you have to gain. Thank you, Sandy. I really appreciate you. Hope you're doing well too, Albert. Thank you. Oh, so Dustin, I apologize then. Like I said, I didn't get the chance to look it up. Dustin said there's no app for your phone. I must be thinking of another one, and I don't remember which one it is. So I do apologize. I didn't do my homework on that one. But I do know that some of them come with an app for your phone, just not NordVPN. So I'm sorry I gave out incorrect information about that. How old am I? I am 31 years old. What's up, Noah? How you doing, man? Since eBay automatically collects sales tax, now how do we get tax exempt on Amazon? Do we need to have a seller's permit in every state? No. So top products, I'm not sure if you're a member of my course, but I do cover exactly how to do that inside the eBay Dropshipping Titans course. But no, you'd only need a selling permit in one state. You hippie, Paul. I guess, why are you saying that, Ed? Where's that coming from? Because of my long hair? Thanks, Dustin. I appreciate that. I'm not sure which one does. Okay. Let's go into more of the questions from the week. Where do we leave off? Okay. So I made a video recently about eBay's managed payments, how eBay is getting rid of PayPal and is going to start their own managed payment system, and how they are kind of forcing that on us, whether we like it or not. Christian said, with the other payment methods, are we going to have payment immediately as we do with PayPal? So right now, since eBay's integrated PayPal, the money comes into our PayPal account. Assuming you're not in PayPal jail, you have access to that money right away. You can either spend it with a PayPal debit card, or you can transfer it to your bank account immediately for an extra fee, or a standard transfer, which takes a couple days, and that's free. eBay has said that technically we will have immediate access, but the only way we can actually touch that money is once it reaches our bank account. And in order for it to reach our bank account, it has to be transferred from eBay to our bank account, which could take 2 to 3 days. So really the answer is no. You will not have immediate access to that money. It's going to take 2 to 3 days for the money to be transferred from eBay over to our bank account. So this person had a question about Amazon dropshipping and starting an Amazon account. Because I've always recommended that when you sign up for an Amazon account, you sign up for the professional account, which is $40 a month, as opposed to the individual account. So he wants to know if it's worth it is it worth it to do the individual account? And no, absolutely not. It's not worth it to do the individual account. Just don't do it. There are several reasons. One of the biggest reasons that you won't be buy box eligible. And there's other fees associated with it as well that just do not make it worth it. So sign up for the $40 a month. You'll save that money within the first month if you do everything correctly. So just do it. What's the difference between AliExpress and Alibaba? Furthermore, you need a legal company name to create an Alibaba account. Does this mean your Shopify site is a legal company name to use? I'm not sure about the second part of your question because I don't use Alibaba, I use AliExpress. And that's because of the difference between the two. So AliExpress is a website that you can drop ship from. So these are suppliers that live in or that are in China, and you can drop ship items from China to the United States from AliExpress. So Alibaba, on the other hand, is more wholesale. So it's more like business to business. So technically we can use them. But for the drop shipping model, AliExpress really makes a lot more sense to do that. Oh, it's a good question. It really, I kind of forgot about this. So Sandy, I don't know why I said Allie. Sandy says, Paul, did your credit cards initially flag your accounts for suspicious activity with the high spending? So yeah, this happened on at least one of my cards. I think just one of them, my Wells Fargo card. So I had Capital One credit card, Wells Fargo credit card, and you start putting a lot of transactions through them, and those transactions might start failing because the banks start to get nervous when they see suddenly an increase. All you have to do is call up the bank and explain, hey, this is business. All these are authorized charges. You're going to see a lot more of them as well. Please do not flag them. And the system learns, it stops doing that. So yeah, it definitely did happen. I kind of forgot about that. Actually remember like where I was when I called the bank, which is a weird thing to remember. But yeah, for what I remember, Capital One was better. So like I only had to call once, and Wells Fargo, I had to call at least twice to get them to stop flagging all these charges. But it does happen. When that happens, all that's going to happen is you're going to go like purchase the item on a supplier's website, or maybe purchase a gift card, and it's not going to go through. It's going to say credit card declined. So then you have to call up the bank, get that block removed, and then try it again, and it should work. Thank you. This is why I love this community. When I don't have the answer, you guys always do. Radush, hope I'm saying your name correctly. You say you use Surfshark, and they have a mobile app. I personally have not tried Surfshark, but I've seen their ads before. I'm sure they're fine. I think most of these companies, their VPNs work fine, so I wouldn't overthink it. Since eBay collects sales tax now, how do we file in such states? Stay tuned to the YouTube channel for a video specific to this question. It will probably happen this week because it is in my list of videos this week. So again, I'm trying to go live every workday while we are all socially isolated at home in order to put some sort of regularity back in our days. I know a lot of you, maybe your community or the people that you normally interact with are your coworkers, and now you don't have that. So I'm trying to kind of build community during this time so we can all hang out around 4 p.m. Eastern time every single day on the YouTube channel. So one of the live videos this week will be that topic. So yeah, if you don't want to miss live streams, best thing to do is subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification. Do it from your phone, from the YouTube app, and then you'll actually get a notification on my phone on me. But you get a notification on your phone that says, hey, Paul's going live in 30 minutes, or Paul's live right now, and then we can all hang out together, and you can watch that video about the sales tax. Did I start off using a business credit card or a personal credit card? So I must have started off with a personal credit card because I didn't have a business credit card. Yeah, so I definitely started off with a personal one. And then very early on, I knew I wanted to keep my personal income separate from my business income. I knew that was very important for bookkeeping and tax reasons, especially, once I formed an LLC, definitely I had separate credit cards, bank accounts, all of that. But before that, I think I was just using one credit card to fulfill orders, and I didn't use it for anything personal, even though it was a personal credit card. That's what I did. Yeah, so that would be, if you're not going to go the route of creating a business and or even just creating a separate business checking account and getting a separate credit card, I always recommend getting business credit cards. But if you're not going that route, if you just want to use what you already have, then I would suggest taking one of your credit cards that maybe you don't use a lot and use that only for business and don't use it for anything else. And that will help you stay organized. Hey, what's up, Zane? Thanks for being back. Zane, I'm always curious what you look like. It's very like elusive. You got this silhouette here. The hair, yeah, my hippie hair. Do you actually use PayPal to dropship on eBay? It doesn't sound like you do. I'm not sure what that means. PayPal's the only way. Well, PayPal's the only way to dropship on eBay. I'm not sure what that even means. When you get paid on eBay, the only way to get money right now is through PayPal. Wow, time to use credit cards. I don't know how, but I got approved for the Amex Platinum Business Credit Card. I fulfill my orders with that. That's a good card. Does that one, I forget if that one has an annual fee. Some of the Amex cards have a high annual fee. So yeah, people often ask me like, why don't I use like an Amex card? Now, Amex is considered like the gold standard for business credit cards. Like every business seems to want an Amex card. And the reason for that is because they give really high limits. So for something like if you're scaling up a big drop shipping business where we put a lot of money through a credit card, an Amex at one point is going to become essential unless you have multiple other cards. The reason I never was a huge fan of Amex cards was because I like straight cash back. And the Capital One card that I have and the Wells Fargo card, the Capital One gives me 2% cash back. The Wells Fargo card gives me 1.5% cash back. I believe the last time I looked, and I hope I'm not wrong about this. Let me look it up real quick so I don't give you guys wrong information. Card. I'm looking at specifically the Plum credit card from American Express. Yeah, it's 1.5% cash back. And it does have an annual fee of... This is one that I know is really popular. I don't see the fee here. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure there's a fee for this one as well. So you're only getting the 1.5% back, which we're getting for the Wells Fargo card for free. And the Capital One is 2%. Oh yeah, so it's $250 for this one. So the Capital One is 2%, and I think it's only $100 a year. Let's see how much that one is. Capital One cashback credit card. Capital One Spark. So that's why for smaller businesses, 2%, and it's $95. So it's $150 cheaper, and you get more cash back, which is why, that's why I prefer it. I'd also recommend it for smaller businesses as well for that reason. Oh, Spark just added another credit card. So we knew about the Spark Cash, and we knew about the Spark Cash Select, but I've never seen this one, the Spark Classic, which is weird because it's called Classic. You'd think it would have been around longer. Unlimited 1% cash back, so it's not that great, 1%, but $0 annual fee. This is probably, yeah, so this is for people with lower credit levels. So that's interesting that they just added that one. But 1% is not like fantastic. I don't know what, I guess they didn't just add this. I don't know why I've never seen that one. Maybe I just never paid attention to it. $4 p.m. good to know. 4 p.m. Eastern time is a time I'm trying to go live every day. Been pretty good, but it might be a little bit later. But I'm going to aim for 4 p.m. every day. You know, right now I'm with some family that have some little kids that run around, so it really depends on everyone's schedule. Did you know that you're live at the same time as the president's conferences? I did not know that. Maybe I should change my live streams. What do you guys think? Do you think I have to change my live streams so that because more people are watching him, or obviously more people are watching him than me? I didn't even think of that. It's 250. Thank you, Sandy. I was just a little late. You probably sent that right after I said it, but I'm just now getting to your comment. Nightmare has been Wells Fargo has been a nightmare for us. I'm curious why. What, the banking side of it or the credit card side of it? I've never liked their website. They've obviously had some pretty bad publicity in recent years, some pretty bad stuff going on over at the company. I'm sure a lot of other banks are doing bad stuff too, but it seems like they've really been in the spotlight about it. Okay. Yes, another good point, Ed. Thank you. The Spark card is free for the first year. That's correct as well, which is great. So thanks for that reminder, Ed. Guess what else? This timing works great. LOL, no. It's perfect. Don't change it. Okay, fair enough. Personally, I've been trying to avoid the news a little bit. I still look at it every day or a couple of days. It just seems like, I'm doing my part. I self-isolated. I'm here. I'm not out there coughing on people like Bobby was saying. I'm doing my part, and that's really, I feel like that's all I can do right now. And the other thing I can do is, be a part of this community and, go live here to support this, because this is like what we have control over, right? Our own little communities, our own little contributions of, doing social distancing and covering our own mouths and washing our own hands. It seems like that's all we can do right now. And just watching the news, for me, like it's not really helping me right anymore. Like we were watching it almost obsessively, and then we were just realized, what, this isn't helping anything. So we've kind of backed away from the news a lot and just focusing on business, on these live streams. And we have some really, really special things planned for you guys, which I'll be announcing hopefully later this week. Really excited about, because I've been working really hard on it. Let's see. Are your listings immediate payment required? Yeah. So this is a strange thing about eBay, where you can sell an item on eBay, and then technically the buyer doesn't pay for it. So it's kind of a weird thing. So, and that's because of PayPal. So they buy it on eBay, and then they're allowed to actually pay for it later. It's not actually because of PayPal. It's because eBay was traditionally an auction site. So the idea was, you would put in some bids, you'd win the bid, and when you win a bid, you don't actually have to pay right away. You just have to pay eventually, and then the item will be sent to you, which is annoying when you're not doing an auction. So, when someone just comes to a website and they see like a book they want to buy, they should have the money and be willing to pay for it right away. And it always kind of perplexed me why someone would buy it but not pay for it, if that makes sense. I'm like, why are you doing that? You're trying to like reserve it for yourself? I don't know. So there's an option on eBay's settings so that you can require immediate payment, so that if anyone buys it, they have to pay for it right away. And if they don't pay for it, they didn't buy it, and the listing remains active and it doesn't count as a purchase on your account. Hope I did a good job explaining that. It's kind of weird, so it's kind of hard to explain. I am here not watching the president. Okay. One time 3 banks flagged my cards and asked for IDs. It was a hard time in business, but we went through it. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Like if you have, so I always recommend multiple credit cards for, I'm trying to like adjust there we go. I always recommend multiple credit cards for that reason. If one gets flagged and you can't use it because you might be shut out of it for a few hours or 24 hours even, at least you'll have another card that you can use to keep your business running. The fact that you had 3 all at once, I mean, that's terrible. I mean, that would really shut down your business if that's all the credit cards that you have, or even if it's a large portion of the credit cards that you have. But yeah, you do get through it, and then it does happen less often. Okay. I have no idea what's going on here. I just got here. Well, welcome. Maybe we should rewind and watch from the beginning. The good stuff's in the beginning. Now we're kind of hanging out. Now we're answering questions about eBay and Amazon dropshipping for all of you. And now's also the time when everyone here, all 100 of you guys, are hitting that like button, because we only have 32 likes. There's 100 of you watching. So some of you guys are slacking off over there. Do I do auctions? No, I don't. Have I ever used Hip Shipper? Nope, because our suppliers ship the items for us. So we don't have to worry about shipping. We don't have to worry about shipping ourselves. Oh, and sorry, and we're using the global shipping program. So yeah, Hip Shipper is kind of like an alternative to the global shipping program. And I've looked at it before, and it seems like a really cool opportunity. But I was thinking of, sorry, ships. What was I thinking of? Ship Station, I believe. But yeah, Hip Shipper is like another way to ship internationally. It seemed like a really good idea. I would start looking into it once I was fearful that eBay was going to shut down the global shipping program, because I kind of predicted that they would a while ago. And all my predictions aren't correct. That one turned out not to be true. I was really convinced they were getting rid of it, but it seems like they're keeping it. So that's good news. And so I stopped looking at Hip Shipper. Hip Shipper seems like a really good deal. In many ways, it seems better than the global shipping program. But we're already up and running with the global shipping program. It works very seamlessly with eBay. It's just too easy for me to leave. And that's quite frankly the reason why we're sticking with that and not using Hip Shipper. How much is the sales tax for Home Depot? So Home Depot doesn't set sales tax. The states set sales tax. So some states have really high sales tax, like California and New York. Others have no sales tax, like New Hampshire and Delaware, for instance. So what matters is where you are shipping the item. So let's say you go into homedepot.com and you buy a hammer. If you ship that hammer, let's say it's a $15 hammer. If you ship it to California, it might end up costing you, let's say it's a $100 hammer, $100 power tool. Okay, it's a $100 power tool. And you ship it to California. Free shipping, so it's $100. But sales tax, let's say it ends up costing you, I have no idea what's like $109 because of sales tax. An extra $9 for sales tax. But if you ship that item, same power tool to New Hampshire, it only ends up costing you $100. $100 plus free shipping plus $0 sales tax is $100, and that's it. So it really depends where the item is shipping into. So how do you account for all of this how do you account for how much you're going to sell the item for? The best thing to do is become sales tax exempt. So once you're sales tax exempt, if you set it up completely, then I can ship an item to California. I can ship that power tool to California, to New Hampshire, to New York, to Florida, to Texas, to any of the states, and it'll just cost me $100. $100 for the item plus $0 in shipping plus $0 sales tax because they're sales tax exempt, and it's just $100. So that's the best thing to do. Noah, I caught you slacking on hitting that like button. I knew it was you. Oh, good point. I don't know if I like it yet. So Maxim, if you're just joining us, I would rewind the video, watch from the beginning, because that's when the real value that's where the real value is. That, I think, will convince you to hit that like button. So TR wants me to do some product research. I'll definitely do a video about product research. I'll get that. I'll schedule one. We'll do a video about product research for you. So Wells Fargo could not get the business partners' credit cards correct with their addresses, even after trying several times. Now one uses his card with the other business partner address and vice versa. That one gave me a headache. I can't imagine what that actually looks like, because that's confusing. So, I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, that's when I think Zane's talking about when I made the autofocus better. Did eBay make some new updates this week? Because I think I heard someone talk about it. Which update are you talking about specifically? There's been a lot happening on eBay recently. So go back to maybe some of my earlier videos. I've been, again, going live pretty much every day. And in the first 5 to 10 minutes of every video, I go over all the updates that are happening on eBay, on Amazon. So you should check that out, because any news, that will be in there. What is up, man? Is that you from France? Home Depot has been recently rejecting my tax exempt. That just means you have to go in and redo it. What would you recommend for beginners? Because I've never done this before. Carlos, go inside the description of this video. I have some free trainings. That's where I would start if I was you. There's actually a quiz there that will help you identify whether eBay or Amazon is a better fit for you and will tell you where to go from there. So that would be a really good place to start as a beginner, Carlos. We answered that one. We answered this one. What about returns from items bought with gift cards? That depends on the supplier. But like for instance, Home Depot will actually just email you a new gift card. That's why I love them. It's really super easy to deal with their gift cards. Is it okay to violate eBay's rule that says that you're not allowed to add text to images? I do not violate that rule. But I see a lot of people who do, and I see a lot of people getting away with it, people with big accounts and people with medium-sized accounts and small accounts. So my guess is that it's one of the many rules that eBay does not enforce. eBay has a lot of those rules. Just because it is a rule on eBay doesn't mean that it's something that's going to get you in trouble. And on the flip side of that, there's things that aren't rules that can get you in trouble. So that's why it's important to kind of like know what you're doing going into it. But yeah, I've seen lots of people do it, and I haven't seen those people get penalized for it. You're also not supposed to put borders around your images, but a lot of people do that as well. Or they add little like logos on their images as well, and have success doing that. So use it at your own risk. It is against the rules, like I said, but it doesn't appear to be enforced. Thank you, Zane. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Paul. I was so lost on that topic. You're welcome, Albert. Yeah, so the more you guys want to see product research videos, I can definitely do that. So that I'll add that to the list. I need a lot of different topics to cover since I'm going live every day. So yeah, I'll add that to the list, guys. So we've come up now on the full hour. So I do appreciate all you that came by and asked questions and just hung out and add some humor to the day. Thank you, Bobby, for that. If you guys want to join us for the next live stream, you know what to do. You got to subscribe to the channel, and after you hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell notification. Do that from your phone so that you can actually get the alert on your phone no matter where you are. But again, trying to go live 2 p.m. Eastern time every day, really depending on the kids and whether they are quiet enough for me to do that. So if you guys like this video, I would appreciate it at this point if you hit that like button down below. And on the screen right now, if you're watching this on replay, we'll have some videos up here you might want to check out, some other great content. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Be safe out there. Remember to stay at home and wash your hands and cover your mouths. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.